Yo. Welcome to another episode of the WAVorMP3 podcast. I am your
Yes.
co-host, the Council Polly Rob, and I'm here with my nearest and dearest friends. I am here with the super producer, Day One. What up, Day
Hey,
One? How you feeling?
hey, what up, man? What up? What up? How's it going, man? I'm feeling good, bro. How you feeling?
I'm feeling lovely, you know what I'm saying? And especially because we got a very special guest today, somebody who don't take no shit when it comes to getting business done, being on your grind, and really hustling. We got DJ Crash D of TrapLA in the building, man. What's good, King? How you feeling?
Yo. Hey, I'm feeling great. Man. I'm excited to be here. Y'all are some of my longtime comrades. So, I'm
Facts.
I appreciate the invitation. And, I love being, surrounded with some people that I would call my friends.
Yeah.
Facts. No, I'm talking about real, like real friendships, real good energy. We often see ourselves in the same spots a lot. And I can honestly say, like, it never gets old when you doing it with people you fuck with and you know what I'm saying, you love and respect.
Oh,
It
for
never
sure.
gets old. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real
Oh,
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um uh First off, I want to start off with that. I want to get straight to the shit. Okay. We gonna get into all the other stuff. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. We finally have the YouTube up, which is Wave or MP3 podcast on YouTube, Wave or MP3 podcast that's on Instagram. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Yo, we try to start off and get to 100 subscribers. So make
Yeah.
sure that y'all like and subscribe so y'all can get all the updates and show all the love. Now that we got that out the way, let's get straight to the shit.
let's go.
Crash D, what's wrong with these artists and promoting records? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Man, they're ignorant. They're
Mm,
ignorant. And just where we at as far as how should I say it? It's too easy. The bar entry has been lowered so much that anybody could get into the rap game or the music game. When we were coming up, you really had to rap, really had to produce, really had to
Hmm.
DJ. When I had to, when me and Bishop used to pull up,
yep.
we said we was rappers. We used to have to rap. Like I'm hopping out my Corvette and I'm having to rap. We go into the studios with the big homies and stuff. I say I make beats. I got to make a beat on the spot. I really have to do it, and it
Facts.
can't be no trash. I really got to, you really have to do it now. Anybody could just, on your phone, you can make a song on your phone and drop it tomorrow. So the bar of entry has been lowered so much that anybody is just they feel like they could do it.
They can just
So
come on in. Right.
yeah, so they're just jumping into it and they're ignorant of everything that goes on. They see a couple interviews and they see an artist saying, "Oh, I was working at Subway and I said a rap for Whoop De Whoop and I got a deal and I got popping," and they think it's true. They not knowing that that ain't really what happened. His big homie was plugged with somebody else big homie, and they just trying to launder some money or something, but they can't have you just come and say that. So they
Right.
created a
Right.
story. They created a story, and now you have a whole generation of people who believe these stories of how how people really got put on, and so they just thinking like they could create songs and throw the songs out, and it's supposed to be popping, and then they throw the songs out, tell everybody go stream our song for 2 days on Instagram, and then the rest of their promo campaign is y'all don't support, you know.
Man, and that's real because it's funny because you hear these words like vouch, like cosign. You hear these words all the time,
Yeah.
and no matter how important to you that is, when you're the person who has to cosign or has to vouch for whatever's going on, you're not just gonna do it just because you want them to win. Like you gotta really have some shit with you. You gotta really be
Oh,
who you say you are talent
Yeah.
wise,
Yeah.
who you say you are network wise, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that we having this conversation because first off, we all come from being, musically in that area with rap, you know what I'm saying? Like being rappers, like knowing how to lyrically put things together, but also at the same time knowing that the journey don't fucking stop there. like it's more to that. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
I definitely want you just to kind of explain the origin of where you come from that sector, just to kind of like bring it full circle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. I got introduced, just growing up. I've always been into just listening to music and collecting music or whatnot. And then one day, actually, Bishop Lamont, he moved next door to my cousin in my
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood, and so my auntie hit me up and was like, "Hey, I need you to hang out with this guy because the people in my neighborhood, they weren't too welcoming to new people or whatever." So she was like, "Man, come hang out with this guy. He pretty cool, et cetera, et cetera." So we went to the same high school, Carson High. So I pulled up. We start hanging out. And I'm like, "What do you do?" And he was like, "I rap." And I was like, "Rap?" I'm like, "You really rap?" And he was like, "Yeah." And this is all he did was rap. So I was like, "Well, shit, that's dope. Well, I'm gonna fuck with you." You know what I'm saying? And he taught me like bars. You know what I'm saying? The format. Your intro, your
Mm,
and
mm.
your bars, etc. And I was like, "Well, what do we need to do to get this popping?" And he was like, "Well, we need to go to the studio." And then back at that time, studio 125,
Yeah.
150 an hour.
Oh,
Hours.
it's real.
Yeah. And so it's like, all
And
right,
you'll be
well,
lucky if you get an engineer for
oh,
that rate. You'll
for
be lucky.
sure.
For
For
sure.
sure. And then it's like you can't get beats like that because like if you not don't have a relationship with a producer,
It,
you can't just go online and download a
it
beat.
beats. No.
You got to know a producer. So that just I was, I've always been a hustler. So I was hustling. So I went and bought an 8-track, a Tascam 8-track, and then we couldn't get no beats. So I bought an MPC 2000 and I just stayed up for like a week straight, learned how to make beats, sample, and just and then we just be in the garage like every day, like literally
Working. Just working.
Right.
just like we have like thousands of songs on the old cassette tapes, and we were just like rapping, just like freestyling, rapping, and we would go pull up everywhere and we're just rapping for people,
Right.
freestyling, and then from there, it just like okay, from there Bishop started doing some extra work and met Master P. And then
Mm.
I got the hookup movie set. And then so he gave Master P our mixtape or demo. And then Master P, I guess, listened to it and was like, "Well, tell your boy to come down here." So I came down to the set. When I got down to the set, a lot of the people that were filming on the movie were locals to LA. And a lot of them knew me from the streets or whatnot. So then
Right.
Master P seen that, and then I met Master P, and I chopped it up with him, and he was like, "What you want to do?" And I was like, "Well, shit." At this time, No Limit is like the biggest thing in the rap game.
Right.
So I'm like, "Well, shit, nigga trying to sign it. Shit, nigga trying to fuck with you." And he broke it down to me. He kept it real. He was like, "Look, you see all this shit? This is all my shit. If you sign to me, you're gonna owe me money." And he was like, "You're smart. You already got your shit packaged up. Just go sell it." And he was like, I'm making this movie with the money I made from my last tape." And I said, something just clicked. And I'm like, this makes sense. And
Yeah.
then he didn't see me again. I was gone. Like Bishop was hitting me up like, "Hey, you ain't coming back down to the set?" Ooh. I'm like, "Bro." I went and bought the CD duplicator. At this time, CD duplicators like a 1-to-1 was like
Damn.
$1,000.
$1,000. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then the CDs from Fry's, they was like $2 a piece. So a 50
Right.
pack, $100. I went and was just
Fact.
I went and
They
start
sell
cooking
them
up.
shits.
I went and start cooking up and then just like hitting the streets, like look, and start selling the music. And then like shit, bro, like after about 6 months, I saw like 10,000 units
Wow.
handed in and like $10 a piece. And I was like rich. I was young. This is before 21.
So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Hey, listen. The mixtape game was heavy.
Oh,
Whether you was working with new artists and you had their tapes, or you had like, let's say like me and my boy Don at the time, we had a group Polydoni, and we used to actually take like songs from our tapes that we was putting together, put it with the Lil Wayne mixtapes that was going,
oh,
and
for
we used to
sure.
be on a block, sell them
Oh, for
joints. You know
sure.
what I'm saying? You always put your music in between that, but yeah, the mixtape game was
Oh,
crazy heavy.
yeah. The independent mixtape game was crazy. And then like after that, my big homie, T-Po, he was in jail with some of SIBO people. He was in jail with SIBO. So
Mm.
they in jail, they came up with West Coast Mafia Records.
Mm-hmm.
So then when my big homie got out, he was like, I got West Coast Mafia Records, come fuck with us. So I'm working with them. I'm actually like, doing records with Sebo. Like I'm on a whole bunch of the old Sebo shit. And then I saw Sebo grind. Like they had like a list of like 500 stores from San Diego all the way up to Seattle.
Wow.
And every time they dropped something, they would just press up like a whole bunch of copies and hop in the van and go city to city and go to every store and just drop off like 100, 200. And the stores is cashing them out.
Right.
And just being a part of that and just seeing that, I just continue my grind, doing my thing. And then, me and Bishop we just scaled our shit up and like just followed the formula. And then we did Who I Gotta Kill to Get a Record Deal.
Yeah. Who Gotta Kill to Get a Record Deal. I remember that.
And we pressed up like 5,000 copies. Then we pressed up the songs, the main songs we were pushing off of it. We pressed up on vinyl because at the time, like if you want to fuck with the real DJs, you still had to vinyl. Even though the CDJs was out and all that, the early 2000s, like you still had to come with vinyl. And so, like we just went crazy and hit the streets, and then.
Wait, let's stop right there because I want you to relive that moment when that mixtape came out. Yeah. Now, Who I Gotta Kill to Get a Record Deal. Not only was it one of Bishop Lamont's best tapes, but it was also a time and era on the West where that was literally the thing. Like, man, what I gotta do for these labels to listen to what we got going on over here? Because just like we had a conversation with Glasses and we were talking about, like the New West movement, and in that time, it was very difficult to get, the labels to pay attention to the artist that was popular, even radio to get us to pay attention. For whatever the reason was, it was like people like Bishop Lamont had to work extremely hard just to get the smallest of notice, and that mixtape was a real key in making a lot of those executives respect what we was on, and making those connections.
We literally like kicked in the door, we literally kicked in the door, and then just to keep it super 100, like how can I say this? Like I'm very well respected in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Say that shit. Yeah, of course.
And I used to, we used to be around, like my big homies, produced records for Tupac. So we used to be around the Suge Knights. And then I had, dealings with G Magic and a few other people who, Big U. And so I saw some of the techniques that they utilize to get what they want. So it's like, okay, we got a good product. We out here pushing. Like if I get around you, you know what I'm saying? I just know how to put my hand on your shoulder and just be like, like, hey, check this out. Mm-hmm. So and then that's just part of the industry. You got to utilize everything that you have to get to where you want to be.
So with saying that, Crash, do me a favor, take us back, take a second to reflect, and take us back to y'all working Who I Gotta Kill to Get a Record Deal. Like, think back to that mindset of what was going on. Y'all just got your first box of CDs. Y'all just cracked them open, looking at them, checking them out, making sure they're official. And then within the next 2 weeks, like, what is y'all first plan of action? Because I know you were heavily involved with getting that tape out in the streets and to the masses, to all the DJs. It was a lot that went into it. So I want you to give the listeners some background on how you guys did that. Maybe that will inspire somebody to get out here and push that same line again,
Yeah, we were just like, everybody got to listen to this. This is like a culmination effort of us being in the studio for a long time. This is like the best of the best. We like, this is it. And we really feeling like we gotta, Who I Gotta, like, if this don't work, this has to work. Because if this don't work, y'all gonna be out here like really, you're gonna be feeling us on a different level. So this has to work. And we going everywhere. We like, man, everywhere we go, we just looked at it like as a campaign, like.
So like, what was one of the first things y'all did heading out? Like, okay,
shit, we going everywhere. We going to Power 106, leaving the CDs everywhere. If they let us up, we putting them everywhere. We just leaving them everywhere, just going everywhere, just carpet bombing, like putting them everywhere, going to all the swap meets, just pulling up everywhere, wherever we go.
Shout out to the swap meets, man.
Swap meets.
They show mad love.
A lot of
We
foot traffic, especially in
yeah,
LA.
Right.
I'm pulling up to the club, you know what I'm saying? You know, popping bottles and doing all that. Like here, putting CDs everywhere, giving them to the DJs. Just we carpet bombing the city to like wherever you go, you're gonna see this CD or you're gonna hear somebody playing this CD. You know, all the hustlers who had sound systems, we giving them to them. Here, you gotta have this CD. This is it, you know. All the blogs, all the hip hop blogs. I'm tapping in with them. We hitting them up like, hey, you gotta do can we get an interview? We're just bugging them, just like we going crazy with it. Like the same thing I do now with like digicards and you know pushing the artists to do with digicards. That's how it all started. Like just go everywhere and just you got to be in people's face all the time. So when they see it so many times, they gonna feel like they know you.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there a record that particularly stood out from the tape, or was there a record that y'all wanted to stand out from the tape?
I wouldn't say it was like a record that stood out from the tape. It was like because it was like a whole project, you know. So it was like you got to hear us, you got to hear the whole thing. And then we had we had other records that were like singles that some of them weren't even part of the tape, but the tape was just like a whole, just like you have to see us, you got to hear us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If you could put us in that seat of that timeline of when that tape came out, and then how long did it take for Bishop Lamont to get with Dre, and just the correlation between that whole thing?
I mean, shit, we was out grinding, and man, it was probably it was like I would say almost like a year.
Wow.
I would say like almost like a year. We was like grinding almost like a year, and then JCN, he got put in his position, and then Spider, he was doing his thing, and then we were grinding, so people were hearing and seeing, and then we just we all grew up together. Everybody I just mentioned, we all grew up together and whatnot. So we would always be invited to the video shoots of what's going on or whatnot. And it just so happened to be one time that I forget which video. It was one of Game's videos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Bishop.
I think it was Dreams.
Dreams. It was Dreams.
It was Dreams.
It was Dreams. And
it was Dreams because he really wanted to run into Kanye.
Yeah,
he wanted to run into Ye, but Ye wasn't at the video. Dre was there.
Right. And he gave it to Dre. And he called me. He was like, bro, you ain't gonna believe this. And I was like, what? He was like, man, I ran into Dre and I gave him the CD. I'm like, oh, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? But Bishop was like, man, he probably threw that shit out the window. Like, and I was like, but he probably listened to it too, though. You know what I'm saying? Right. But as long as he got it, he got it. And then literally it was like the next day, I think it was Dre's birthday.
Yeah.
Then he was doing an interview with Big Boy. And Big Boy and Fuzzy have always been receptive to what we were doing, and always show love or whatnot. And Dre was up there, and Big Boy asked him, like, is there anybody who's next, or like who you want to work with next or whatnot? And then he was like, it's this dude, I got his CD the other day. His name is Bishop. And then
he said his name on the radio, Bishop Lamont on the radio.
And that literally like just changed our lives right there. People were calling like, did you hear that? Dr. Dre said he want to sign Bishop. You want to work with Bishop? With the whooping. Bishop pulled up to my house like, bro, like, did you hear Dr. Dre? And then it was just like everything just like literally changed. Like flights out,
right?
All the record labels. It just increased the value like 100-fold because all the different labels were like wanting to talk to Bishop. And so we were able to, help out other people, introduce the labels like, okay, it's cool, but check him out. So, it was like, that shit just, it changed everything. And then just me being in the situation that I was also too, having, like, I got Spider right here. I'm doing my thing with Spider too,
Right.
Me and Spider was grinding too, you know what I'm saying? And then my nigga Cassius, we was grinding, and then it kind of just like all came together. Like I was just like really in that building. Like
what's crazy is like in hindsight, all that happened because of something Master P told you.
Right.
Yeah.
And you went pressed up the CD, said, okay, we got to press them up. We got to hit the streets. Y'all hit the streets. He running to Dre, hand him the same CD that y'all have been working on pushing. And then he said his name on the radio on air. And then Bishop name was the hottest in the streets.
Hottest in the streets. Hottest.
And that's what it takes. It takes for small, consistent things like that.
Yeah. That initiative to be like,
opportunity for something, right? You know what I'm saying? Like staying in the streets, being consistent. Like you don't know what might have happened. Maybe Dre got the CD, right? You know, had it in his car.
He was like, let me hear it.
Yeah, said let me hear it, or probably waited for a minute, and then somebody might have mentioned like, man, who you gonna put on next? Like, you know what? Let me start here. Listen to this. You never know. That's why it's always good to be in so many places, and that's why I love the mixtape game so much.
Oh,
not really for the money factor and things like that. It was because
the promotion.
It was a guarantee that your music was going to be everywhere if you did it right.
Yeah.
If you did it right, it was going to be everywhere, and it only took for somebody to take a chance on you for the opportunity to start rolling in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. That was definitely life-changing. And man, it's like, I thank God for the opportunity that just was created just from our hustle. You know, I've traveled the world several times over, you know, DJ'd in front of 50,000, 100,000 people, was able to travel the country and meet a whole bunch of DJs and able to build. A big shout out to Casper, build with him, hit me and DJs, hit me and West.
Shout out to Casper, my nigga.
You know, it enabled so much, you know. It definitely enabled so much. And then also too, another thing, like also just me just being a hustler, being around 50, like 50 was like breaking it down one day, like, you know how everybody come to him, like, man, everybody come in, they want money. Like, I can't give everybody money, because if I give you money, you're gonna go mess it off because you don't really know what you're doing, and you're gonna come back to me, ask me for more
money, right?
And we're gonna have problems. And then like he was saying this to like a group of people. At the time, we was at a video shoot somewhere in LA, and then 50 was really rocking with me because at the time I did a DVD with Spider called Brainless, and I sold it independently, and
I remember that
we sold a lot of copies, and like 50 loved it, and he was like, he wanted to have a meeting with me. So it just so happened that they were in town shooting a music video. A lot of my homies from my neighborhood were there, and a lot of people were there, et cetera, et cetera. So he's talking to a group of people, Young Buck, a whole bunch of people, just telling about, you know, like money and shit. So when he starts saying that, you know, the group start getting smaller and smaller. And I was like, I don't, you know what? I don't even need no money. What's up with like a cosign? Just, can I get a shout out or something? He was like,
right.
You just want a shout out? I was like, man, that's all I need. I just need a shout out. And let me do the mixtapes. Let me do G Unit West. And he was like, for sure. He was like, I was like, that's all I need. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go get it myself. And he was like, all right, if anybody call the office, you know, shit, you good. You know what I'm saying? Crash, you good. You could do whatever. You could put the G Unit logo on, whatever. You good. I said, hey, that's all I need.
That's all I need.
That's all I need. Cause I saw it. I'm like, I'm a real hustler. So now I'm like, at the time I had my movement was industries.net. Had him give me a shout out. I was the first person to ever have, like, 50 Cent was not giving anybody shout out. He was real serious. He
was one of the biggest on the planet.
The biggest on the planet. He shouted my brand out, said, hey, you could do whatever you want with G Unit West, whatever. You fuck with Spider, you fuck with me. It's on. I came back. I had the video. I dropped the video on my website, and everybody was going crazy. Like, literally, all your favorite rappers from the West Coast was calling my phone, literally on the nigga nuts. Like, oh, y'all really fuck with G Unit? We trying to be down. Like, it was crazy. Right. And then I turned that into I ain't gonna say how much money, but it was like I started doing the G Unit West mixtapes.
It was nice.
Now, and 50 sending me, he's been sending me exclusives. He like, hey, here, I can't put this out on anything here. You know what I'm saying? So I would have 5, 10 exclusives, do a G Unit West mixtape. Who Kid, we would sit in the studio. We'll make drops for like 30 mixtapes at one time. And then so I'm hitting the streets. So like all the bootleggers is hitting me up. I'm selling the masters to the mixtapes for $500 a piece.
Let's go.
And then a
Let's
lot of
go.
people don't know, like, but World Star, when they first started, they was the only way to get mixtapes, you had to order them off the internet. It wasn't download. So World Star used to sell mixtapes. A lot of different websites used to sell mixtapes
and everything.
And, they would order wholesale from me. I'm selling them like 500 pieces at $10 a piece. Like that's the only way you get in the G Unit West mixtapes.
That's the only way you gonna get it, right?
Yeah. So
and I know you want it because you're just the hottest shit on the streets. You want this on your site, or your site ain't official.
Listen, when it came to the mixtapes, it was almost like Jordan's. Like, no. If that tape drop, I need that tape. I don't want a version of what you can possibly put together. I need that one. So
yeah, you want the tape. You want the tape.
Crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, really quick, we still in this mixtape situation.
We got a few more to go through.
Right. How important was getting the CD duplicator to that whole situation?
I mean, that was like one of the most important things. Like, just having the money to be able to buy the multiple CD duplicators and having the CD printers and all the printers and all that. That was like, I mean, you need.
So wait, Crash. So you started with one duplicator. When did you double up and go get the 4 tower, or what did you get next?
Oh shit! I got the 1 to 11s. I got the 1 to 11.
So
I got
1 to 11. So you were pressing up 11 CDs at one time.
Well, I had a few of them. I had like 4 of them. So like 44 units every like a minute and a half. And then I'm burnt out, right? So I used to have a little spot. I used to have a little condo near Magic Johnson Fridays. I had the whole setup up in there. I used to have the girls come through. You know what I'm saying? Like in there, just like cooking up the tapes. Like, hey man, y'all gotta take your clothes off. You can't be stealing no tapes. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta do it like the Carter, bro. You gotta do it like you at the Carter, B. Everybody, all the girls get naked. Press up these tapes. I'm about to drink. I'm about to smoke. Let's go, man.
For sure. Like, and it was what a time to be alive, man. It was just like dope. Just like man, it's just like we really doing it. It
was like a movie.
Oh, it was like, yeah, exactly. Like we are on enterprise. You know what I'm saying? And and from that, I'm able to finance like a lot of different. I mean, how could I say it? The homies went and got their deals because certain people like to have a record deal, and there's nothing wrong with having a record deal. But me, I always was like on the independent joint, on the independent tip. So me being able to utilize my resources to generate money, I was able to help keep people going. The artists going after a certain time, because money would be funny. So I was able to help finance and keep things going. Like, okay, we can shoot this music video. We could do this play over here. We could shoot the Beautiful World video because it's no thing. You know what I'm saying? We could go rent it. We could go rent this and we could go rent the Phantom. We was the first in the city, like with the Phantom. You know what I'm saying? We could go pay getting the helicopter and fly around the helicopter. At the time I had the what camera was that? Is it the HVX 200? The Panasonic?
The Panasonic, yes. Panasonic HVX 200. They had a 200 and a 460, some shit like that.
Yeah, but they had the DV. It was the DV one that took the mini DVs.
The mini DVDs, yeah.
The HV one was the one that was digital. It shot 1080p. No other camera really shot 1080p at the time.
At the time, exactly. Everything was 720, yep.
Yeah, so it was like an $8,000, $9,000 camera just by itself. I was able to buy that and everything to utilize for it. And actually, I let the homie use it, Dan the Man. I let him use my camera to shoot Nipsey first video, Hustle in the House. Future, the one Never End was shot with my camera. It's just like I was able to help a lot of people and facilitate a lot of things with the the money that I generated from selling mixtapes and the mixtape hustle and shit.
Man, listen, I try not to say that I wish things come back, but if there's any way the mixtape game can return, I'm all over it. Listen, it's crazy. No, well, that brings up a question. And in your eyes, matter of fact, you don't even have to answer it right now, but before the end of the show, I need you to answer it. What does the mixtape game, if there is one now, what would it look like? if you had to bring it fast forward and put it into a digital sense, what would it look like? If you ain't got the answer right now, we ain't got to answer that right now. We can wait.
What
But
is
I really want to know your opinion.
what it's gonna look like? It's gonna look like digicards. Where you have it's a mix between something physical and something digital, to where you have this card or this unique piece of memorabilia, and then once you scan it in, you have access to this mixtape, to this exclusive mixtape and this exclusive content. That's what it's gonna be like. Where you gotta the mixtape is gonna be behind a certain pay gate, or you gotta have a membership to this DJ site.
Right,
Or
right.
here or there. That's what it's gonna look like.
That's fire. That's
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
Yeah, we need to get back to that. I mean, for me,
We
I
had
feel
we had too much. Not to cut you off, but
mm,
like we had too much power with the mixtape. I was able to
Yeah,
break records. I was
yeah,
breaking records. I was breaking records like crazy. Like I had a
mhm,
mixtape store too. In the
mhm.
city, and we was going crazy with the mixtape. Everybody, if your mixtape wasn't in my store, nobody was really rocking with you.
yeah,
Like we was able to break Nipsey, YG. Everybody used to Joe Moses, of course.
yeah.
We had everybody up at the spot. We were serving all the mixtapes, and it was crazy that
Facts.
we were able to dictate
What was hot?
The
what
next,
was hot.
Yeah, yeah,
And the
yeah,
record labels was hot because they had no power at all, like to dictate what was hot in the streets. And
right,
so
right.
that's why they came in. That's why they came and shut it down. You
yeah.
know, but we were killing, like, man, we were killing the game because we were like the
Killing the game.
A&Rs.
Yep.
I want, I want,
Man, listen.
I want.
We're really quick, day one. Before
Go
we
ahead.
get to the next question, of course we got to do the question of the show.
Oh, for
This
sure.
is pretty much the question that really started the energy between me and day one doing the show, and we always want to get you guys' opinions on which one you feel is necessary or whatever metric you want to judge it by. But the question of the show is Wave or MP3? Which one you choosing and why? For whatever reason you want. Why? Which one would you choose and why?
I want waves because it's uncompressed. I really get
Mm,
that sound. Like if I'm DJing in the club, like an MP3 is cool, but the wave is going. I get the real. It's certain frequencies that are
To come
compressed
through.
with
Mm.
MP3. That wave is fully uncompressed. I'm gonna get that full bottom end. Like if you ever play like on a real sound system, like you can't use an MP3. It's just not gonna sound. It's not gonna have all the highs. It's not gonna have the right mids. I need that uncompressed, that unfiltered raw wave.
So when someone is submitting a record to you for either DJ play, radio play, or whatever, how would you like it? You want it wave?
Now I want an MP3. Like if you sending
Okay.
it just for if you sending it just to, like, if we just doing some promo or something, send me the MP3. But like if I'm about to go play, like now if it's really popping and we about to start playing out, I need the wave. If I'm gonna play it in the club, I need the wave. If we just for online, MP3 is cool because it's a small file size or whatever. But like if we going big with the record, I need the wave. I need the wave for sure.
Right, right. I want to expand because I know Day One got a question, but I want you to lightly expand on that, and I want it to be on record on YouTube because it's difficult to find this answer when you search YouTube or even just search the internet. So right here now, DJ Crash D is going to break down what you need to have in a DJ service pack to submit to DJs and or radio. Let's get it.
All right, so the first thing you need to do is you need to have all your tracks, you need to have your track properly titled. Got to have it properly titled. Don't Your song can't be Casamigos and then you send me a file that say Tequila 1 Mix Part 2. That's not going to have it properly titled with your artist name, correct spelling, you know, understand, know what key your song is in, the BPM. That'll be we'll prefer to know all the information so we don't have to look it up.
Yep, beats per minute. Yep.
Right. So then you want to have your regular mix, and then you want to have a clean edit, and
Mm-hmm.
then you want to have a breakdown. You want the instrumental, and then you want the acapella, and then you
Mm-hmm.
want the TV. You want the TV version, which is the instrumental with your backgrounds playing. and then you want the regular version with the 8-bar intro, so the DJs could, introduce themselves, introduce the track, etc. You want the clean with the 8-bar intro, and then I think I covered everything right there, but you want all those versions at least.
Nice.
And then the artwork. You want your artwork included.
There you go.
You want your contact information. Your manager who booking. You want
whoever.
Yeah, so people could and then maybe like a small bio or whatnot. So yeah.
100%. Look, I'm glad you said that because we needed that information, and that's a clip itself because people really need to know how to service their records to these record pools and to the DJs and to the radio and everything. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Day One. My bad.
Man. Thinking back on the whole mixtape era, I'm gonna jump back in there real quick and not giving like too much disclosed about the situation that happened at hand, but I'm sure we all remember what happened with the mixtape era and DJ Drama. And if you could just take a second, Crash, and think back and see where you were at that time and how you felt like that was affecting you in the game of the mixtape era, like him getting arrested and all of that stuff and all of the drama with the mixtapes and what he was doing. We understand it on a musical level what he was doing, but corporately they were trying to like either shut him down or slow his pace. But what are your thoughts on that whole situation?
Like I said before, they were just upset because we were dictating the flow of what was hot or what was not, and we were also generating a lot of money. We were touching a lot of money. We're definitely influencing, affecting the economy of the music business.
Okay,
sure.
So I mean, at that time, they just shut, like, a lot of the swap meets carried our mixtapes, our mixes. So it just pushed, it kind of just like, and the boys, they were really the RIAA. They were really coming, kicking in doors with rifles and everything. They were really doing that all over, And some people I know that I was close with, they really got hit, really got arrested. One of our spots that where we were manufacturing, the mixtapes and stuff, got took down.
Really?
Oh, for sure. Oh, they kicked in the door and they came and took everything, like everything. So
did y'all ever get anything back? Were they just like,
nah, y'all can have that. Nah, y'all can have that.
We came to do.
Yeah,
I already know you was thinking like we came to do, man.
Yeah, y'all can have all that. It's all good. It just pushed everything more like underground. Now instead of just going to the swap meets, now we had more people like here's a backpack full of CDs. You whatever you make, you come back. Like it just pushed us underground.
Okay.
As far as that, like
more
it really didn't stop it. It just pushed it more underground, and then more people jumped into the. They just made it so more people jumped into the game and diluted the game. Yeah.
That's real. That's real. Listen, I love the mixtape game. We got to figure out a way to bring that back because, like you said, it was a way to influence what was hot and what was not, and then we got to start working together to take this power back. You know what I'm saying? Because it's our culture, so we need to continue to take it back. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely.
So on that note, like I always like preach and push, like, man, this shit it's a money play. Like we really got to run our bag up so we could go and do the things that we need to do. That's it. That's it, plain and simple. Like we could sit and we could protest all day, and we could make 1 million podcasts, 1 million blogs, we can make 1 million posts, but like we got to get the bag, have a bag, so we could really politic. Like if you're a politician, they got to have their bag. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we got to politic and put our bag together, and then come with a plan, so that we could go and be like, okay, this is our new mixtape. We know all the parameters that we could do and what we can't do. So we got the music. We go to day one, we get original beats.
Yeah.
Original beats from Poly Rob.
Facts.
We got the DJs. So the DJs is coming sitting in the session. So we know the tempos and everything. We bringing the artists in. We making dope records. And now what we doing is we putting the compilations. We'll call them compilations or mixtapes, whatever you want to call them.
Right.
And we dropping them. And we putting them in a place where we want them to be, where you have to go get them from here. And then we push and we going pressing up 10,000 posters, and everybody like, okay, you got to put 100 posters in your city, 100 posters in your city. We pressing up 100,000 digi cards, and and they're putting them everywhere, putting stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
We spending 10,000 a month on Instagram ads, Facebook ads, so it's in front of everybody's face. You know, that's what we got to do. I mean, it's the money and the power. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, that come with it. Yep.
yeah, in my perspective, that's what we got to do. We got to put our money where our mouth is.
Facts. Artists today that you see, you know, because I know that you deal with a lot of talented artists today, making a way for themselves, the next generation, the next wave of what's coming, you know, and all of that. Do you see anybody who you think deserves a little more credit or spotlight than they're getting right now that you would shout out to be like, yo, keep an eye out for this person or this female singer or this guy or this?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's okay. We got time. Who you like?
We got time.
I like Leaky. I like Leaky. He got
Okay.
that go with him and Kenny Camp. I like that. I like that a lot. I like Nisha J. Nisha J is like she like super dope to me.
Mm-hmm.
She doing her thing.
Yeah.
Asia is like people sleeping on her. You know.
Yeah,
really
fine.
Yeah, Asia is like she is, man. She's super dope. And we got Reason. You know, he's from the city. You know, we got Reason.
The last project he did was fire.
Yeah, it's so many people. Who else can I? There's so many people that I could, like my little homie K Stone. He doing his thing. He out here moving around, doing his thing. Slumlord Trill.
Trill.
I
got him on a record for the Jay Worthy Bootlegs and B-sides tape. Yeah. Slumlord Trill's fire. And he can sing. He just don't be telling nobody. And he can really sing too. That's crazy.
He's a very talented young man. He's dope. His mom, I think he's one of the ones that could really go there because it's just beyond. I was telling somebody the other day, it's just beyond just having the talent, but it's having the mindset and understanding how this business works.
Yeah,
you got to have that IQ. Like a basketball player has to have that IQ. Like It doesn't. He might not be the best at a certain thing, but if he has that IQ, he'll be able to maneuver around. Or football IQ. Same thing with the music business.
Okay.
So those are some of the ones that I feel like definitely deserve a little bit more of the spotlight.
Nice.
Since we already on the concept of artists, I would love for you to just run down. I know it's a laundry list, but let's just run down part of the list of the artists that you are responsible for, getting through the cracks of what the music industry is. You know what I mean?
Shit, we can start with like Bishop Lamont, Spider Lope, Cassius, Joe Moses.
Shout out to Joe's my guy.
Shit, man, it's so many.
Come on.
Rocket, Nipsey, YG, Cali Swag, of course.
Of course, you already know.
Ty Mustard, Joe Moses. Future. It's so many. My cousin Patrice Butterfly Stewart, she did her thing. She got some platinums with Whitney Houston and Usher.
Wow.
It's just being on the spot like this. It's like kind of like crazy. Let me see.
I know, right? It's
RJ, like Eric Bellinger.
Yep, RJ, Eric Bellinger. Shout out to them.
Slim 400, Compton AV.
Rest in peace, Slim.
Yeah, rest in peace. That's my guy, the Fanatics. Young Sam.
Fanatics. Fanatics. They just come out of nowhere with just a fire record, almost like every couple of years. Like I love the Fanatics, man.
Oh yeah, they're my guys. They're my guys. Tipsy. He called himself Sir I. Man, he changed his name to something crazy now, but he's Blueface big homie.
Okay.
It's been so many people that I worked with.
A lot of people came through them doors, huh? Like Crash, I need you.
Yeah. Shit, man. It's so many. G.I. Joe. Rest in peace, G.I. Joe.
Man.
G.I. Joe, man. Good dude, man. Good dude, yeah.
Pookie Rule, Mr. White Dog. Man. Scrizzy, Scrap, Scrap doing his thing.
Okay.
So man, it's
I know
He
it's
like
a lot. I already know it's a
Miko
lot, but
Taylor. He like Miko Taylor.
oh yeah, Miko, yeah, for sure. Miko Taylor, that's the homegirl for sure.
fire.
Seti Hendricks, uh,
Uh-huh.
uh, man, who else, man? Let me see, man.
Just turn around, and look at the wall. Just turn around, and look at the wall.
Just look at the
Yeah,
plaques, man. Look at the
yeah,
wall. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man. I mean, shit, the Migos, you
Hmm.
know,
Uh-huh.
shit. I mean, and they go through the archives. This is all, you know. You can go holler at P. You can go holler at whoever. You know what I'm saying? They gonna let you know that we did our thing.
Yeah, and I love that.
Right.
We here at this show, we want to make sure that people understand the type of artist that you have helped, you have guided, you have really took under your wing. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they got to understand it. It takes more than just a manager or somebody that just has the financial capability
Yeah.
to put you in the right spot. You need to get with a DJ. You need to get with someone who knows how to work the streets, who
Yeah.
knows how to work the clubs, who knows, like even just like whatever happened to sitting down with a DJ and playing your latest album and getting that real feedback. Like, yo, listen to this, tell me what you think. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, just those small things can differentiate whether you got something going and you strike something or not. You know what I mean? So they're
Oh,
so
Yeah.
quick to
oh,
just
for
put
sure,
out just
for sure.
whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And then people also got to understand, like, having a hit record or blowing up, getting popping is not, a lot of people want to say, like, take the credit, like, I broke this artist, I did this. It's like having a hit record or breaking a record or breaking an artist. It's like a big puzzle, and there's so many different pieces to the puzzle. There's
Yeah.
so many different
Mhm.
people that
The
play different
culmination.
parts. So
Culmination.
it's never just like one person just
No.
made this happen. It's a synergy. And a
Right.
lot of people don't understand that. That's why, like, pop breaking artists or getting them popping. It, that's why a lot of people can't continuously do it because they don't understand the synergy. They so focused
Yeah.
Right.
on it's me, it's me, it's me. I think a part of my success in being able to work with so many different artists and help them out and go to such high levels is me being. I wouldn't say I'm humble, but I know how to play my position very, very well. Like I'm not tripping. I don't care about the credit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get the check. I know how to get
And
the check.
right.
I know, like, if I don't need to get a piece of day one publishing because I was at the studio and whoop de whoop. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't need that because I know how to take just the affiliation. I'm gonna get my check because I'm a hustler. I'm a real hustler. So I know how to get the money just by standing next to day one or just being in the
Right.
building with Polly Rob. I know just how to network and
Right.
and do my thing. And I know I I don't mind helping out because I know I have other businesses and services. So and I created my other businesses and services around
Right.
knowing that okay, eventually you're going to need this.
You're gonna need this
Right.
at some point. Yeah.
You, you, you,
100%.
you're gonna need it. So I'm not tripping off of just trying to nickel and dime and get a little bit here. I know that if I'm rocking with 20 artists, eventually they're gonna need merch. They're gonna need something printed. They're gonna need a
Right.
street team. They're gonna need a person to help them work radio. So if I could just get a small percentage of that from 10 different artists, that's 100% right there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And you could eat, have your song. I don't need to be one of the people who like, oh, I need a percentage or I need my credits on this or that. I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? Just as long as when I go to the place and I call to order my plaque, that you like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Give him one.
Yeah,
It's a big thing.
that's
I
it.
don't play no games with that. I make sure, and if people know, like once you get, you know, that certification is proof that along the journey of what you did with this record, I was a part of that.
Right.
And like you said, like you're in the business of helping people, and you're also in the business of taking the work that you've done and going, like you said, going to get a check with another company. You could walk into Sony and be like, yo, these are the artists that I helped out. This is what I did for them. Y'all might want to put me and my team on the A&R, listen, let us do what the fuck we do. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
what makes everything more worthwhile for you. You know what I'm
oh,
saying? Is that deep
oh,
down in your heart when you wake up in the morning, you not taking niggas for a ride. You
oh.
doing things to help them and making them progress and you progressing at the same time. It's the
Yep.
best feeling in the
And,
world.
and then the crazy thing is, a lot of people be like, why such and such don't shout you out if you did woo? I'm like, I'm not tripping because the people that matter, like they know what I did.
Facts.
I am not tripping because the people in that building that cut the real checks, they know. Like when they do their research, they know. Like my DNA is on a lot of stuff.
All over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's undeniable. You know what I'm saying? So I can help an artist, and they like, well, why this artist ain't come back? I'm like, I'm cool. I don't need that because
Mm-hmm.
when they doing their research, like I'm smart. You know what I'm saying? So I understand how everything works. So now I'm putting my digital fingerprint on it. So now when I'm breaking a record, I got my Spotify, my Apple Music playlist. So when
Mm-hmm.
artists I know, I'm like, okay, I'm about to help them, get them game, put them in this position. The record's on my playlist first. So when the record company is going doing their research before they sign the artist, they was like, "Oh, TrapLA, where's TrapLA?"
Facts.
Now when the artist is going in there to sign their deals, they be like, "Who you working with?" And they saying, "Whoop to whoop." They be like, "Well, where Trap at?" And they call,
Right.
and then they calling me. They calling me
You,
like, "Hey,
like, you
what's
know
up?"
this artist?
Hey, yeah. I'm like, "Oh yeah, do your thing." They're like, "You don't need to be." I'm like, "No, I'm cool." You know what I'm saying? But then
Mm-hmm.
but then they doubling back like, hey man, we gonna need promo. We need we need this and we need that.
We need the whole package. We need what you did for them again, and we
Yeah,
got the budget for it now. You know what I
exactly,
mean? For
exactly.
sure.
And now I'm able to get the budget and I'm able to spread the wealth. Like here, I don't need it all to myself. I'm able to call the homies over here, like you know what I'm saying. Hey Sylvan, you know what I'm
Right.
saying. Hey AK, you know what I'm
Shout out to
saying.
Sylvan, shout out to AK, my
Yep.
guys.
Yeah,
Fact.
you
You know
know
what
what
I'm
I'm saying.
saying?
Bang loose. We need this over here. You know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do this. We need this printed and we need this passed out. We need to go work the record over here. We need, to my DJs, all my DJs able to eat, you know what I'm saying? And big
Mm-hmm.
shout out to all my DJs. Over the years, I have amassed a large network of DJs all across the country. That,
Mm-hmm.
I've I'm an advocate for the DJs. And let me sidetrack to this. What I've done for like I would say probably like the past over over 10 years is I would do mansion parties. So for like BET Awards, when everybody's in town, I'll rent out a mansion. Me and my partner Casper, big shout out to Casper. We rent out
Big shout out
mansion,
to Casper. That's my heart, about my guy, man, for real.
and then we'll have all them. We'll get with casting agencies and have all the models. Like here, y'all got 2-3 rooms. Just bring all the best girls. We'll get all the liquor, and we'll just have a space so the DJs can come. You don't have to pay nothing. BT
Right.
weekend, you got the mansion 3 days. You can come pull up 24 hours, come kick it, catch a vibe, play on the turntables, and I was able to build dope relationships with a lot of DJs like that. So now when I send an email out, they dopamine sensors start kicking in like, oh, that's Crash. Like they gonna open up my email and not open up yours because like when they see me, they gonna flash back to the hot girls, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The
Yeah.
liquor, the great time
Yeah.
that was had, So that's something that I did to help strengthen my relationship with a lot of DJs and help, build my network where I'm able to, help break records and put artists out there.
Right, right. Now let's talk about Trap LA. Let's talk about Trap LA. So I remember you were saying your company at one point in time was like inthestreets.net. When
Uh-huh.
did it transition to Trap LA? And just give people an overview of what that's about.
All right, Trap LA is Trap LA means to broken down is to reach all profits. And so it was so basically is I was doing the Hit Me and West thing. We were doing our thing, and that started to like kind of like fizzle out because
Mm-hmm.
the format, everything start going to streaming, and it's
Uh-huh.
pushing everything away from the DJs. And I spent a lot of time going back and forth, traveling the country down south, and the G Unit era was over. Something happened with 50 and Interscope, et cetera, et
Mm-hmm.
cetera. So, and basically, one day we was popping. The next day, that whole situation was over. People
Damn.
who people who are who people who used to be on my nuts one day, literally the next day, acted like I didn't exist.
Crazy.
And I was like, and I saw that, and I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. And then shit just so happened, you know, coming back off of the tours and being with G Unit when I was still DJing like hood functions, I had my ear to the street, and you know the jerky music was popping or whatnot. And one of my partners, his cousin, his name is Young Sam. He came in, he was like, "Oh man, we trying to do something."
Shout out to Young Sam.
Yeah, so I took Young Sam under my wing, and we just started turning up, doing our stuff. But while we was doing that, we'll always listen to Gucci Man. You know, Gucci the homie. He Gucci the homie. So we'll always just be listening to Gucci Man. And then so me and Sam, we came up with something called TrapLA. And then so we had TrapLA, and it was like a clothing line. And, you know, we were pushing hard, doing our thing. And then it just got to a point to how can I say it? I was putting so much behind Young Sam, and a lot of people thought it was just Young Sam by himself. They didn't understand how this shit really worked.
Yeah.
So they thought they could take Young Sam and replicate the success I had with Young Sam, but just himself. They didn't understand I was the motor. So I was like, but the people he went with, we good now. We cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
We cool. We handled the business and everything. So I was like, all right, you go your way. And I've always been the one like this. I'm not a Monday morning quarterback. I'm not about to tell you about my past successes. I'm not tripping off this.
Right.
Here, y'all can have that. So I was literally sitting in the garage in my hood at one of my homies' house, smoking some weed, and I was like, well, you know, shit, LA is mine. You know what I'm saying? And then I was just like, you know, shit, well, TrapLA. And that's how TrapLA came about. I was like, I'm gonna do it again. TrapLA.
Right. Facts.
And I was like, my whole premise of doing TrapLA is to show people, like, people now we're in the social media age. Now people can see, like, a lot of the stuff I did 15 years ago.
They can see it now.
Cell phones and stuff now. So a lot of that footage is on like mini DV and wasn't
right. I think we might have lost him for a second. Oh, we back, no trip.
Okay. So everything is documented a different way. So now people could go back. I'm gonna show you. Look at the hashtags for TrapLA.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you can see from the start. I'm gonna literally start this again from the garage.
Right.
And turn it up again, and I'm gonna show y'all. You know, so it's just me just showing people, like, I could do. Doesn't matter the artist. Doesn't matter whoever. You know what I'm saying?
The process is the same.
Yeah, the process is the same. And
just like with regulators.
Yeah, and I could do it again. You take everything from me today, and I'm gonna be able to do it again because it's like in my mind.
You have pretty much mastered the process of the independent, like, record label, like, in a sense, like, you know, the formula, the foundation, the steps that it takes in order to be successful. So all you're doing is just interchanging the artists and then applying the same technique all over again, and here it is again. So
and then now we going crazy. Big shout out to my artist and business partner and my little bro Joe Moses.
Out to Joe.
Dum record, you know.
Yeah.
We doing the same thing
all over. Doing it all over again.
Yeah.
And with Joe Moses, we really worked the system, really went and got big bags from different record labels, walked away with like a whole bunch of music, and just like stay, you know, really on the independent tip, like really doing. Big shout out to Empire, big shout out to Gazi and Nima.
You already know. You already know. If you doing what you doing in the streets, they gonna reach out. They gonna reach out for sure. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came a long way, battled through a lot. You know what I'm saying? Still make sure he's lyrically proficient, even when he on party records. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he really do his shit for real. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. Like, I remember the first day he got out of jail, he came straight to the studio, Big Y. You know what I'm saying? We just got to it, man, just to see him blossom. You know what I mean? And he got a story, and I've always told him this. I'm like, your story needs to be like fully told. Yeah. I don't know when. I don't know, you know, when he gonna do it, but I know with you next to him, his story will get told the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, he's really the heart of a lot of shit that goes on in LA. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit's just dope, man.
Most definitely. He, and another funny thing is, like, you know, rest in peace to Big Joe. You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace to Joe Bucket, man.
But when Bishop really started into his fitness journey of getting swole, Joe Bucket used to, like, train them, help them out. You know what I'm saying?
That's
He
crazy.
used to bring Joe CDs, like, listen to my son, listen to my son. And then I remember Bishop was like, we used to let him come open up for us, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
At the knitting factory and
Yeah,
shit like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so
the
it's like,
knitting factory. That is
Damn.
a bar right there.
Damn.
yeah,
Listen, if you ain't had a ticket that said your rap name on a knitting factory, you wasn't getting to it.
right, right. But yeah, we like, you know, like it's been a blessing to work with all the great people that I've worked
Mhm.
with, all the dope artists, producers, DJs, writers. You know, I thank God, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
really got to thank God for, you know,
Right.
just giving me the opportunity to be in the place that I
Experience.
be in
Mhm.
the place I am. Even like just meeting and working with y'all too, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all are two dope individuals, very, very dope, very talented. And man, I think I appreciate y'all for what y'all do.
Appreciate you.
You
Thank
know,
you.
really,
Always, oh
really
man, listen, I'll be seeing you grind and get to it. And you know we only a phone call away, and at some point in time we gonna all link all together and do some amazing great shit. That's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? And
oh
you know, speaking about that, like so let's say hypothetically, you know what I'm saying, there's a brand new artist who's trying to break through. How do they get to people like you? Like in a sense, like what are some things that you need to see to say, okay, let me give this person a chance? Because I know there's people that's watching this interview that's like, yo, first off, I need to get in touch with Crash D for sure, and I need to set myself the way, you know, what I need to do to make things happen. You know what I mean?
I mean, just stay putting in the work. Just stay
Mm.
putting in the work, and I'm gonna find you. If you put in the work, I'm
Mm.
gonna find you. My ear to the streets. You know, that's my job. So if you really doing your thing, one of my DJs is gonna be like, hey, Crash, check him out. If you really so you got to just put in the work. Don't worry
Wow.
about trying to get in contact with me or anybody else. Just stay putting in the work and stay in the studio. Stay working, perfect your craft. Don't
Mhm.
trip off anything else. Just stay locked in. Do your 1,000 songs.
Right.
You know, stay working, and then the songs that you do drop, make sure they're the best. And once they're out there circulating, like, we'll find you.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna find you. I'll tap in. You know what I'm
Good.
saying? Or if you tapped in on social media, it's like this: support me, and I'm gonna check you out. I'm gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? And let me get to this. Let me say this. A lot of people say like, man, the DJs out here, they not playing my records. How do I get them to play my records? You got to support. You got to build a relationship.
Yeah.
Like how many? Like you could repost. Like when you see a DJ is about to play at a certain venue and they got a flyer, repost their flyer. So what if you going or you not going? Just repost their
Mm-hmm.
flyer. Like what they drop on their page. Drop a
Mhm.
comment, build a relationship, and
Right.
then when you have a moment, you know, send them. I be like, hey, check out. This is a new record. You know what I'm saying that I got. Check
Mm-hmm.
it out. Go to when they have an event. Go pull up, buy a ticket, go buy a drink, and then you know make a
Introduce yourself.
video. Make a
Right.
video. You don't even got to introduce yourself. Just make a video, make a story,
Being at the
and tag
function.
the DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
just be like, man, I pulled up on Wooty Woo. They gonna see it. They gonna be like, oh, who is this? Oh, he an artist. Oh, okay. And then you once you building that relationship up, the DJs they gonna tap in with you. You gotta like build a relationship. Just don't see
Yeah.
somebody's a DJ and be like, play my music.
Yeah,
Right.
Play
I'm
my
not gonna lie. A lot of artists don't know how to like network and nurture relationships in order to keep them functioning as a good working relationship, you know. And it's good
Mm-hmm.
for us to inform them on, you know, different ways and different methods because they may not even be thinking like that. But
right.
something just so simple as pulling up to the event, showing that you was there, showing some love can go a long way because somebody be like, oh man, and if they check you out and they like your music, they might really start rocking with you. Like, oh, I rock with
Right.
dude.
Oh, for
So,
sure.
you know, those are steps that artists need to know in order to get to that next level, the next plateau, and build them relationships.
Also, like don't be ignorant. Like study. Like we used to read the Source magazines, the XXLs, the Murder Dog.
Do your knowledge. Do your
Like,
knowledge.
yeah, everything you need to know about the music business. Like read, like study what you're gonna be, study what you're getting into. If
Yeah,
you're gonna be a doctor, you got to go to college for, you know, a certain
8
amount of
years.
years.
Hmm.
Like to be to get a certain type of degree, you got to really study this. So don't just think that music, just because you could rap or you could rap on beat or sing on beat, that you deserve to be here. Like really study what you're getting into. Understand the music. I mean, even to the fact of, and I bet you could go through this all the time because y'all producers, you
Man,
got artists, they come in, they got a beat, it might be in C minor, and they rapping, they don't even know, like they rapping in like D plus or whatever.
yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
You know what
mhm.
I'm saying? And they not even knowing like your voice is clashing with the beat.
It's
Like
clashing with the
Exactly.
record.
it's
Exactly.
clashing with the
Your
record.
tone is all wrong, you know. And it, yeah, and sometimes it's good for us to even speak up and tell them certain things. I had this one, this young singer. She probably was like about 19, 20 years old, and she didn't know who Sade was. And I told her, like, you know what I mean? I told her who Sade was. She was like, "What?" Like, but then like the next year, she was like the biggest Sade fan. Like, "Oh my God, I'm
Right.
so thankful that you introduced me to it." It opened up her whole soundscape of what she was doing musically.
Mhm.
So it's very important, man, that we
That's real.
drop them jewels and give them jewels, because you know it's a different generation. So some things that we appreciate, they may not understand why we appreciate it, but they, like you say, you gotta study what you're getting into. If
Oh,
you a
Right.
singer, if you a singer and you want to be the best, you got to go study who was best before you came.
for sure. And that it's something that my big homie Demetrius Ship, he produced for Tupac and a whole bunch of other
Yep.
people. He was in Troop. This is something he taught me when I was young. He was like, if you want to be the best, you gotta put the best food in your body. You gotta like stop listening to garbage music.
Mhm.
If you want to be the best producing, rapping, pushing music, don't listen to garbage music. Understand what's good music and what's
Mm-hmm.
not good music.
Yeah.
Right.
Study what's on the top of the charts.
Right.
Study on it. That's if you want to be there, you got to study it. Understand what's going on all the way around the board. What are these records? What are the BPMs? What are the what's the tempo?
What it takes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Key is
Study the best. If you want to be the best, you got to study the best.
facts.
For sure. I do want to ask, because we always talk about like different equipment and things like that.
Mhm.
Some people uh they really don't realize how much equipment we use and how technologically sound we really are.
Mhm.
So first, I do want you to go through the list of like the equipment that you have been accustomed to using from production and DJing as well. You know what I'm saying? So just run down a list of like the equipment that you started from to where you are now.
Man, I started with the Akai NPC 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to Bruce Forrat. He customized it for me. I was one of the first ones that, he answered out here with the custom NPC.
Oh, you, oh,
Uh,
you, oh, you big rich. Let's go.
the Trinity, the
Mm-hmm.
Chord Trinity, the Chord
Yeah,
Triton.
the Trident. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then was the ASRX and
Mm.
the big homie D Ship. He gave me, what is it? The Rolling. What's the box?
The
The box.
1080, the
Yeah,
1080,
Yeah,
the
1080.
the
1080
black
with
one.
all the sounds.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yep,
The
yep. And
sound
then
module. Yeah.
the sound modules. And then what's the other one? The Fat. It was called the Fat.
The MoFat.
The
Yeah,
MoFat. Yeah.
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, the
Yeah,
Mo
had
Fat.
all those. Yeah,
Yeah, the Mo Fat.
he
And
was like
then
purple.
then the DA88s.
The DA88s. Yep,
To record on. And then
yep.
what's the man? What is it? Is it the O2 or what's the mixing
Yeah,
board?
the O2R, the
Yeah,
O2R
Yeah.
port.
O2R.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the built-in effects.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. Like dang, what else? DA88s. Did I say ADATs?
Nah,
Uh,
yeah, nah.
Yeah.
You didn't say ADATs.
You
yeah,
gotta have to aid that. You
And what
did
then
kind
say
of
the
speak?
Tascam
What kind
before
of
as
speakers
well.
were you using?
Tascam.
What kind of
um
speakers? What kind of speakers did you have?
the Yamaha
Uh huh.
what
The
is it? The
NS10s.
NT, yeah, the
The NS10s. Yeah.
NT, yeah, had them, and then had the man, I can't think of the other brand I used to love with the yellow. Was it the Mackies?
No,
The
the yellow is the
KRKs.
KRKs.
Yeah, the
KRK.
KRK.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, most
KRKs.
yeah, most definitely them. And then what else? The man, and then everything went digital. Shit,
Yep.
like after that. So I remember like when we had the Pro Tools, you got to have the box.
Yeah,
Mhm.
The
the
channel,
box for it. Right.
You got the inbox or the digi rack.
The
yeah.
Digi Rack. You
Two.
talking about the Digi Rack?
Oh yeah, the Digi Rack. So funny story, like my big homie, like big shout out to Demetrius Ship, man.
Yeah.
He's real instrumental in my career and everything.
Demetrius Ship produced something on Machiavelli too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Toss it up.
Yeah. Toss it up.
Yeah, toss it up. So he's real. He was real close with Mike Conception, and Mike Conception is family with Top Dog. So
right.
That studio, the first studio in Carson, I helped put it together.
Wow.
So that's how I learned. That's how I learned Pro Tools.
Mm-hmm.
And we had he came up and he had the whole 64. We had like 64 channels. So we had like 8. We had 8 of the boxes. Had the whole rack with the Pro Tools and the O2R control board. And that whole studio back there, like I wired it up and put that shit together.
Which studio you talking about?
The one Top Dog studio with the house in Carson.
Oh, I was gonna ask you that because I was gonna ask you because I know you from the Carson area, and I know their artist house is in Carson and all of that. And shout out to Top Dog. I talked to Top Dog today actually on the phone, and I was just gonna ask you. I was gonna run that by you. Like, man, did you guys ever like interact with each other, like being from the same area?
Yeah, Top Dog. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Top Dog.
I never know. I've never known that. I've never heard the stories of like.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to be like, man, we used to be there all the time, Like,
really?
He used to want to sign like what Eastwood used to be up there, Spider used to be up there. He wanted to sign them, but nobody was messing with his deals. They didn't see like a lot of times, like a lot of times when you're younger, you don't see the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
you don't see it.
Everybody used to be through there. The first time I ever recorded on Pro Tools, D Ship, he let me run the session. I recorded J.O. Felony. Like that's the first time I ever used record Pro Tools. It was crazy because I'm sitting there like he got caught up. He had a situation. He was caught up.
Yeah.
But the session had to still go down. So me and his brother, Paul, we were up there, and it's like I didn't really know how to use Pro Tools. So I'm just like, oh shit, because I'm used to like the DA88s and the ADATs and stuff.
Yeah,
right.
So, but now you're looking at the waves.
Yeah, you're looking at it, and it's like, damn. And then J.O., he come in. J.O. at this time, he's still like hot. He's like one of the biggest artists. The West Coast was still like low key popping, and I'm like nervous. I'm like, oh shit. But he was cool as fuck. I'm thinking he about to come in and just like kill it, but he like, oh, I gotta write my verse, so just play it back. So then he chilling. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I got time.
Gave him time to learn and get the controls together on everything.
So like in 45 minutes, I learned Pro Tools. Like, oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was on it. And then just like on the engineering point, like I've recorded like a lot of people. I was able, like I recorded Nipsey Hussle. So I mean, just so many people. Blue Da Vinci. Man, so many people I used to have a studio with Spider. We used to have a studio called the Blue Room.
Yeah.
Young Hootie, Kendrick. Like I got videotapes I got video with like everybody. Like
we need to see that, Crash. You need to start posting that up.
Oh, we gonna do it, but I'm not gonna just post it on YouTube so people can get it free. It's gonna be a documentary. It's gonna be a
documentary. Let's go. There you go. Let's go.
It's gonna be a story. That's why I really don't do too many interviews. I want to go where my story where it has value and how it makes sense.
Right.
I want to present it in the right way. Because what I've done and what we all done is like it's important. It's like real history.
Yeah.
And I don't want to cheapen the value of what we done just by just throwing everything out on Instagram and just YouTube and like, it's like, I really did it. You really done it, day one. You really done it. Probably around, like,
sure.
We really done it. We don't. We really don't need no cosigns because we like shit. Nigga, we really did this shit. We was really
in
there.
The trenches.
Yeah, like we was really there. We really did it. Really worked with J Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right.
You got records with niggas for real.
Schoolboy Q. You know what I'm saying? The old Top Dog. The TDE. You know what I'm saying? You really was there. Really did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Really rock with Rocky, 211 and G.
Right.
Future.
Don't need no cosign.
Me and Cash put our bread together. We was the first people to bring Future out here and have him perform at Secret Sundays.
Wow.
Ooh, Secret Sundays. Yo, the story. That's a documentary in itself.
Oh, for sure.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So what's next? What's next for TrapLA and DJ Crash D?
We just continuing to build out the platform to more of a educational to be more on the educational aspect of the game. So it's a lot of ignorance out here. So we want to teach people. We want to break it down. We want to entertain them, but we also want to educate people. And I've been having meetings with a large distribution company.
Yeah.
And we're building a pipeline. We're going to build a pipeline where we can, all the, everybody talk about nobody help LA.
Yeah.
I'm working behind the scenes
to do some change that.
Yeah, to build a pipeline to where we have access to getting the artists exposure that deserve exposure. But we're not just going to jump into it, try to push everybody to the top. We're gonna build everybody step by step. We're gonna build it up. We're gonna take all the steps, and we just want to make a pipeline so people could come from the streets, educate them like the right way to do it, point them in the right direction. Like here, you need to tap in. You got to go tap in with Day One. You got to tap in with Poly Rob. Mm-hmm. You got to tap in with the DJs, and we all gonna let's build. And we're gonna build. We're gonna bring LA back, and we're gonna make something big. But the main thing is education, like educating ourselves and educating the up and coming artists, so they could get to a place where they could take care of their families off their creativity. I want to like if I could teach 1,000 people how to generate $100,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Off their music, like how much power that is. What's 1,000 times 100,000?
That's power.
Nah, what is it? Do the math.
You said what now? Say it again.
1,000 times 100,000.
1,000 times 100,000.
That's what 10 million.
So that's on the low end. So we that's on. So we got 1,000 people out here, and we could put 10 million together. Now,
if you have 1,000,
yeah. So now we able to, when that building is available, we able to go get this building. We ain't coming out the pockets because we have the credit built up, because we didn't taught the people how to make the money off their music.
Right.
Take this money and build your credit up, your business credit. So now we able to go get these buildings. We able to go buy the clubs. We able to go buy the studios. We able to go buy this property.
Right.
And we able to flip the properties, and we able to go, do whatever we need to do so we can really get to where we need to be. The top.
Leveling up. Yeah.
So so I mean, think about it. Just with y'all too. Just like
all the people we know.
Yeah, like if y'all business credit, like if let's say Poly Rob, you got $1 million in business credit. I got 500,000. Day One, you got 1.5 in business credit. And then I'm walking down the street and I see this building, and I talk to the owner, and the owner's like, this is a $2 million building, but I need to get out of town. I'll let it go for 1.2 right now.
Exactly.
I need 300,000 renovation.
Get on the jack, like, yo,
I can hit y'all up, and this ain't no cash coming out of our pocket.
Nah, it's straight business. Yeah.
We need 30% down to get the building.
That's it. And then we in there and we take care of it. Yeah.
We fix it up, renovate it. So we got it for like 1.2. We spend 300 to fix it up. That's 1.5, and we can put it on the market and sell it for 2. That's 500,000. Then we pull out. That's 500,000.
Same thing. Yeah.
Between us. You know what I'm saying? And no money came out of our pockets. So that's the level I want to get to. Like, let's make big plays like that. So now when Day One drop his project, it ain't like let's drop 100,000 behind it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not tripping because I know we got to throw the money away. We're gonna throw money away on marketing.
You gotta throw it away because they want to take it anyway. So let's write it off. Let's get it out of here. Yeah.
When Poly Rob when he want to drop his thing, we're gonna get the mixtape game back. We got the 250,000 to throw behind any artist, and we ain't missing it. We not tripping. Right. Oh man, we got to make it happen off this one. We ain't tripping. Like, you know what I'm saying? One of these is gonna hit.
It's gonna hit. Yeah, one is gonna hit. Yep.
Yeah, so that's where I want to go. To reach all profits. TrapLA.
Nice.
Yeah,
sure. Before we get out of here, I do want to talk about just from an influential standpoint of what artists need to do to get on a promo run, whatever level of the promo run it is. Like, you ain't got to give away the game because that's your profession and niggas got to come see you for that. But just briefly, like, where should they start, or if you got any advice for them of how to look at that promo and marketing game before they start doing their thing? Like where should they start from?
Where should, all right, where they should start at is because now everything is like about content, and the artists now they have to become content creators.
Mm-hmm.
So what you should do is like when you drop in your music, let's say you dropping a song, right? Start off like this: create per one record, create like 20 to 30 pieces of content behind that record. You know, so every day you could drop 1 or 2 pieces of
Like
content.
all different, but the same
Yeah,
record.
yeah, same record. Like you could break your record down. You might find a part on the song. You might, you'd be like, I make it sound like macaroni and cheese, and go find a clip of somebody stirring some macaroni and cheese, and make that a reel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just break it down and create. Have 14 days, 30 days of content. So you drop in every day content, and then once you drop in the reels, the algorithm on all the on drop it on TikTok, drop it on Twitter, drop it on IG, drop it on Facebook, and then you go back after 30 days and you see what's popping. Like, okay, this part of the song is popping, this song is popping, this song ain't popping, and whatever's popping, now spend your money on some ads. A couple dollars on ads.
Yeah.
And then just take it from there, and then. Once you take it from there, people gonna reach out to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
Yeah.
You ain't even gotta go no more because that alone costs money. In terms of like, these people should be lucky that you just gave that game right there. Because that right there, they're supposed to be charged. You're supposed to be charging a consultation fee to just give them that.
No, that's the same thing I just said. I'll go in a room with a few people and they gonna cut me a cool check for telling them that.
100%.
I don't mind
100%.
giving that. I don't mind giving that to the streets. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a true hustler. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to come still see me regardless. Like I created this web.
I ain't give you all of it.
If you pay attention, I created the web. So no matter what you do or where you at in this industry, you're gonna have to come see me in some type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Man, day one, you want to ask the last question? Of course, the motivational question.
Yeah. I just want to ask if Crash and the folks at TrapLA have ever thought about, or maybe it's already a thing, but if people wanted to come either intern or get mentored by you or looking for those kind of opportunities where you open up your doors to stuff like that for interns and people to learn and teach them and have people work?
Yes, most definitely.
If so, then how do they apply and get a hold of you for that?
Just go to the website, get my contact off the website or social media, email me.
Give them the website.
Yeah.
What's the website?
All my information is on the website, and my email is biz@trap.la. So
there it is.
Serious, tap in with me, introduce yourself, let me know what you're looking to do, and then when I have space, I'll put you in a program. I'll let you come work at the office, go work at the shop. I teach a lot of young men, and I've taught a lot of young people like DJing, production, rapping, printing, street team, booking, all aspects of the game.
All of that, yeah.
I'm so connected because it's like a lot of the people that are in position and out here doing shit, I taught them. So, it's open. I'm like, let's go. And then I'm also working with a couple people to build a bigger facility so we could. We're teaching them how to do video, editing, film. So we're working on setting up facilities in Santa Monica and doing that and having more like of a classroom structure, giving them hours, getting them paid work and whatnot. So that's what we're doing.
Nice.
Fire. I got one more question before we go, and I gotta ask this. So you've been a part of a bunch of records that have been successful, a lot of shit that's gone viral. You know what I'm saying? You've been a part, like a behind the scenes of, records just putting together campaigns and things like that. What do you feel like was the best promoted record in LA? Like I'm talking about from like, if you have the inside of the campaign, yes, or just from what you've seen, what they did, whether it was the dance, whether it was the way they structured certain things, what's the best promoted record in LA of
Shit.
all time?
Of all time that came out of LA,
Mhm.
I would have to say, shit, man, I have to. It's like a tie between like Tooted and Booted and Teach Me How to Dougie.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. That's a real motherfucking answer. We're gonna have to ask that question a couple more times because yo, them two campaigns, Tooted and Booted was a fucking monster.
Yeah,
And I'm talking about the craze behind that. You know what I'm saying? The energy, girls was really they was shaking their
Really,
thing. They
yeah,
was doing their
oh yeah,
thing.
oh
and
yeah.
then
And you
and then
know,
too, and then too with like those records, like like we took them. You know what I'm saying? We took them to Atlanta. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
A lot of artists they don't even get. This is another secret for artists. Go out of town. Go travel. Go travel and promote your records. Go to other like
You
you
got to
can't
move
replicate.
around.
Another
That's what
artist I
we
work
did with Teach Me How to Dougie. We was out of
yeah,
here.
yeah, another artist that I work with, his name is Kia Sean. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
has
Mhm.
Uncle
I'm a
Sauce.
kid.
That's like my brother, you know. And he
Yeah,
have a saying like you can't rep your city if you ain't ever left your city, you know. And so like you got to get out of town. Like that's how I really cracked off with everything that I did was going being in Atlanta, messing with Casper, going staying out there for months. Like all right,
yeah.
how much this house cost? Okay, it's 1,800 a month. Shit, let's run it 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Back and forth scrambling. You know what I'm saying? With Joe, we driving across the country, like stopping everywhere, putting stickers, putting posters up, just talking to everybody.
Ando.
You know, like get out of town. Don't just like your city is
It's cool,
cool. It's
but you
cool,
got
but
to spread your
once you leave, once you go out of town, like people gonna be like, people don't understand this. Like everybody loves California. So when you go out of town, people gonna have love for you. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you
they're gonna
Cali?"
embrace you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you cap. Every time I go out of town to this day, when I travel, wherever I touch down, people is wanting to buy the hoodies off my back. Like I need that. I'm like, you can't even fit this. It's Cali. It's Cali.
Mm-hmm. Right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
Like
right,
I want it right now. You know, they want to like people sleep on CDs and stuff like that. But there's even though people might not play them, it's still something that they could sit
Value.
and have and they
It's
can
tangible.
show. They could be like, oh, yeah, it's tangible. They could be like, I met these people, I know them, they signed this, or even with the digi cards or flyers, whatever, you know,
mm-hmm.
have something tangible and go out of town, and people are they're gonna be receptive of you. You know, like get out of town, man. Get out of town. Go.
No, that's a fact, man. Man, listen, we went crazy with Teach Me How to Dougie. Like, nigga, I remember me, why putting together the plan from school tours to flyers everywhere to, and this is the time where Twitter just got started, YouTube
Mm-hmm.
just really got started. So we literally filmed everything. Like, you can literally go on YouTube now and you can see clips of us recording records, including a clip of recording Teach Me How to Dougie. Like, go find that. Go
Man,
find that. You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
for sure.
The Twitter, one of the first crews to really like burn down Power 106 with the go play Teach Me How to Dougie on Power 106. Nigga, we went crazy to where they had to hit us back and was like, yo, hey, yo, stop having people like spam us. Everybody keep hitting us. Like, we got the record. We got y'all. And
Yeah.
it just turned into something crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
amazing. I remember when y'all was shooting the music video. I remember I was out there with me and DJ Goonie. And
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
a couple people was out
Facts.
there, and I had one of my cameras, and I was getting behind the scenes, like little interview
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I went and chopped it up, threw it on YouTube. Like the
That's a
next
fact.
day, that shit got millions of views. It went crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that shit went
Wow.
crazy. We was like, oh, we out of this for sure out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Out of here.
Wow.
And that was, and at that time, that was our second video shoot for
Yeah,
Teach Me How
that
to
was the
Dougie. So we
second one.
already shot the first one and that went dumb. So even like stuff like that, like, no, if you shot the first video and it's doing well, you might want to do it. You might want to do it again, especially if you got a bigger budget. Like, man,
Oh,
go
for sure.
crazy.
And then something else. Can I drop a gem for the artist that's tapped in?
Yeah.
Man, please.
Look, like so when you first starting, you might have put some records out, right? And they might be on Spotify and they might not have got any streams or whatnot. But so let's say like you 2-3 years in and you understand different now, how to promote different, et cetera, et cetera. Just take those records down and just re-release them. You know what I'm saying? What's the number that they give you? It's
The ISRC number.
just re-upload it with the ISRC number, and it's gonna be like a new release. It's gonna go into the system with the little bit of strings behind it, and like whoever is the biggest artist in your genre, your niche, if you don't have more plays and more views than them, then your record hasn't impacted. So nobody knows about your record. So re-release the record
Facts.
and promote it. Don't just because it's old to you, don't mean it's old to the world. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Don't sleep on your old music, you know?
That's real. Hey, I tell people that a lot, but I'm glad you said that, Crash, because that's a real thing. Like, remember, you've invested money, time, effort into these projects. Don't just let it die because somebody said after you release it, it's old. Man, run it again. Y'all ain't hear me though. Run it again. You know
Run
what
that
I'm
back.
saying?
Run that back.
Yeah, run it again. Like because you never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Facts.
So don't sleep on yourself. You know, just like man, I'm a advocate for everybody that's in the entertainment game, because like my whole life, you know what I'm saying? Like I never had a job. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
I really came from the streets and jumped off the porch into the music industry, and thank God I was able to, you know, I'm 46 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like my first independent project, my first mixtape or whatnot, I bought my mama a house. You know what I'm saying? I bought my mama a house. You feel me?
Wow.
I bought, you know, cars for everybody in my family. Like, you know, I take care of a lot to this day. I take care of a lot of people off the money that I make off the music
Doing what
industry.
you're doing. Yeah.
I still get royalty checks for like I did music for some movies, like in movies like Held Up with Jamie Foxx and Nia Long a long time ago, Leprechaun in the Hood. Like I still get checks from those placements to this day. You know what I'm saying? That's I'm still eating off to pay my basic bills, and then the money from this or that, you know, still. So you know, like you could do it. Anybody you could do it. If I did it, I don't have a high school education. I dropped out of high school. You know, like I don't want to like promote like the street life that I live because it was very crazy and very dangerous. But like when I was like 16, 17, my mama had like 3 life insurance policies on me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, you know, I mean, my name, I'm DJ Crash, but like from my neighborhood, I'm Crash Dummy. Like I was the first ever Crash Dummy, like in the streets. And you can imagine how I got that name. I would be the first to go. And then, you know, and you know, so I just want to let everybody know, just like if you really believe in yourself and know that you could do this. So like study and educate yourself, and like you can make it happen. You know, like you could
And
really
look what you
make
turned it
it
into. You know what I'm saying? You turned your
Facts.
name, you're a legend. You turned it into a legend for the right reasons. You know
right.
what I'm saying? That's fire, yo. And I never knew that about your name, and that's
Yeah.
just even more respect, yo.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, and then I also want to say this, like, man, the streets are dead. Leave that stuff alone. Like, leave
Yeah.
it alone. It's not going to. I would like, as far as being an artist and a producer, I would have been bigger, but like, coming up, I caught like a crazy case, and thank God that I beat the case, whatever. But if I was still wasn't playing around in the streets, like in the music industry and playing around in the streets, I would have been bigger as far as like being an artist myself and a producer. But it's like, so all the kids who may listen to this, you know, like the streets, man, leave the streets alone, man. Leave the streets alone. It's not worth it. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's not worth being that tough guy or proving yourself to people in the streets. Prove yourself on the microphone. Prove yourself on the turntables. Prove yourself on the beats.
Right.
Do that. You know, if people won't, like, let them call. If somebody call you a bitch or whatever, you know what I'm saying. If my dad, rest in peace, he taught me this. You know, if you could walk away, just walk away. If they're not restricting your movement, just walk away. You know what I'm saying? Just leave it alone. So what? If they try to, you know, if they try to restrain you or something, then turn everybody lights out. But other than that, just, you know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody words or anything. You know, don't react to everything. Respond. You know, and you can respond by just walking away. and go, go turn up a different way. Okay, you feel this way about me. You said this. Oh well, I'm about to turn up and run a bag up. I'm about to be the greatest this or that.
Yeah.
Facts.
Facts.
Man,
Yes.
Crash, we appreciate you, King. Yo, great conversation. You know what I'm saying? Let
Yeah.
everybody know where they can find you. You know what I'm saying? We finna sign off because I already know all three of us got our phones blowing up like crazy and we got work to do. I already know.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. The website www.trap.la, IG TrapXLA, and that's go to the website. Go to the website. Hey, artists, get you a website, man. Don't rely on Instagram, Twitter, none of these social medias. They can cut you off any day. Get you a website. This is the last gem of the day. Get you a website. Get your own domain. Drive all your traffic to your website. Get everybody's email address. So if they shut your IG down or your TikTok or whatever, you can send an email blast out like, "Hey, this is this is where I'm at." But you want to have everybody email on deck so you can build a relationship to them through email. Because when you post on Instagram or social media, less than 5% of the people are going to see what
Everybody
you.
don't see it.
If you send your people an email blast, they're going to see the email. Build a relationship, introduce yourself, get their contact information, email, drive them to your website, and every week keep them updated on what you're doing. Put together a dope newsletter and build that relationship with your audience. When you drop your project, now you sell them. Be like, hey, y'all been following me on the journey. It's my new project. If you support me, here we go. And do that via email and your own website.
Bam.
Man, listen, so many gems, man. There it is, man. Wave or MP3 podcast. Polly Rob, Day One, DJ Crash
Yes.
D, Trap LA, local astronauts. Everything is beautiful, man. This is brought to you by BTSN Pass. Make sure y'all like and subscribe on all the channels, YouTube, Instagram. And we're gonna keep doing what we do, man. We love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace.